Hello everyone, I welcome you all to my channel EduMech, where I discuss the important or interesting concepts of thermal domain of mechanical engineering. Also, I do upload some videos which are related to physics. So the topic for today is the nuclear energy and nuclear power plants. Okay, so before starting the video, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to it so that you can get the notifications of the latest video whenever I upload. So let's start today's video. These are the contents of today's discussion. Let us start with introduction. In India, the nuclear energy development began with the motive to achieve self-reliance in meeting the energy needs. In August 1948, the Government of India constituted the Atomic Energy Commission to establish the atomic energy program in India. For that, the Department of Atomic Energy (DAE) is engaged in the development of nuclear power technology in the fields like medicine, agriculture, industry, and research. The PSU, that is NPCIL, it's the PSU of DAE. It is responsible for design, construction, and operation of nuclear power reactors. Basically, it operates 20 reactors with the total capacity of 4780 megawatts, out of which 18 are pressurized heavy water reactors and remaining 2 are boiling water reactors. There is another PSU called Bhavini in Tamil Nadu. It is implementing the nuclear project which will add 500 megawatt to the southern grid. Now, these are some new atomic power stations in India. So you can have a look on this slide by pausing the video. Moving further, the next one we have to see is the parts of nuclear reactor. The first component is the fissionable fuel. Natural uranium, enriched uranium or plutonium is used as the fuel. Next one is the moderator. They are used to decrease the speed or kinetic energy of neutrons because so that they can be used further reactions. The best material for the moderator is graphite and heavy water, which is also called as deuterium oxide. Next one is coolant. A large amount of heat is produced in fission. So coolant will absorb that heat and prevent the excessive rise in temperature. The coolant may be liquid like water and hay water. Also, you can use some gas like helium and carbon dioxide. Next component is the control rods. These are the rods of cadmium and boron which will absorb the excess neutrons produced in the nuclear fission of nucleus. Next one is the deflector. It is used to conserve the fuel. It is desirable that neutrons neutrons are not allowed to escape the reactor. While so for that purpose, reflector is provided so that they, the neutrons remain in the core. Since as you know, the good absorbers are also the good reflectors. Therefore, materials used for model are also can be used as a reflector. The best one is graphite and beryllium. Next one is called as shielding. It is provided to protect the human life against the deadly alpha, beta, and gamma radiations, which consist of 50 to 60 centimeter thick steel plate on the. It is also called as thermal shield. Also, there is a few meters of thick concrete wall which will surround the inner shield. This is called as biological shield. Okay. Next concept is radioactivity and half-life. Radioactivity was actually discovered by Henry Becquerel, but the term was coined by Marie Curie. Radioactivity is the spontaneous disintegration of the nucleus, and it is measured by the device called as Geiger counter. Keep in mind the things that radioactivity remains unaffected by external factors like temperature and pressure, etc. It involves the emission of alpha, beta, and gamma rays and has units Curie, Becquerel, and Rutherford respectively. Okay. Now, by the emission of alpha rays, the atomic number will be decreased by 2 and mass number will be decreased by 4. Okay. And with the emission of the beta emissions, atomic number will increase by 1 and there will be no change in atomic mass number, and there is no change in atomic number and mass number and emission of gamma radiations. Okay. Now, moving on to the half-life. Half-life is a time in which the radioactive substance remains half of its original amount. It is the basis of the Rutherford, sorry, it is the basic of the radiocarbon dating to find the age of the fossils. Similarly, in order to find the age of the Earth, uranium dating is used. Uranium is the radioactive element that begins with uranium 238 and after disintegration it converts to Pb206. Okay, now these are the some half-life periods of some isotopes. So you can see that the least half-life is for thorium 233 of 22.1 minutes and the highest half-life of period is of plutonium 239, which is 2.44 into 10 to power 4 years. So you can have a look at this slide also by pausing the video. Moving on, next one is the nuclear fusion and nuclear fission. बोथ में सिमिलरिटी ये है कि दोनों में बहुत सारी एनर्जी लिबरेट होती है. सो द फर्क क्या है दोनों में? So the difference is that the nuclear fusion involves the process where two lighter nuclei are combined together to form the heavy nucleus. But keep in mind the mass of the product nucleus is less than the sum of mass of the nuclei involved in fusing. This mass difference is converted into the energy according to the law E is equal to mc square. You can see that reaction of nuclear fusion. Next one is the nuclear fission. It is the converse of nuclear fusion. Fission involves splitting of the mass of one heavier nuclei into the lighter nuclei, releasing some amount of energy. And this is the reaction of nuclear fission. You can have a look at both the reactions. Moving on. So DAE it pursues the nuclear power program in three different stages. Number one is the setting up of the pressurized heavy water reactor. We will see in upcoming slides. Second stage is which incorporates the setting up of the fast breed reactors, and the last and final one is the thorium cycle. So this is the typical setup of the pressurized heavy water reactor. You can see that there is a reactor, a pressurizer, there is a one heat exchanger and a pump, coolant pump. In second cycle, it has turbine, a condenser and speed pump. So basically यहाँ पे at a time दो साइकिल चलते हैं. एक होता है reactor cycle, एक होता है steam power cycle. Okay, so what happens is that first of all the fuel used is the enriched uranium, and water or heavy water is used as both coolant and moderator. You can see that there is the pressurizer. इसके अंदर एक हीटिंग कॉइल है जो कि हेल्प करता है पानी को स्टीम में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए, and to prevent the boiling of water in the core of reactor, it is kept under pressure of about 140 to 150 bar. So as you can say that there are two cycles going on simultaneously. एक होता है इसमें जिसमें कि हीट एक्सचेंजर, जो कि हीट एक्सचेंजर है, वो होता है कॉमन एलिमेंट. So first of all, the coolant, the output from the heat exchanger is passed to the coolant pump, wherein जो बाद में coolant pump से जाता है in the reactor. Reactor से it enters the pressurizer. यहाँ से reactor से वो जाता है pressurizer में, जहाँ पे there is a heating coil where the coolant pump, where the output from the coolant pump is converted into the steam, and the hot steam enters this heat exchanger. Now from the hot steam enters the heat exchanger, and now from here, second cycle, the output from the feed pump, that is cold fluid, the cold fluid, that is cold feed water, will enter the heat exchanger. Now the hot steam from pressurizer and the cold feed water from the feed pump will exchange the heat, and the cold output, then the after the heat exchange process, the coolant or the cold fluid will enter the coolant pump, and the hot steam will enter the turbine, and the coolant pump and the output from the coolant will be once again recirculated to the reactor and pressurizer. Now the hot steam from the heat exchanger is passed to the steam turbine, to which the generator is coupled to convert mechanical power to electrical power. The output from the steam turbine will be given to the condenser, where the temperature and pressure will be lowered, and again a steam will convert into the again cold liquid water, and so on and so forth. The cycle will go on continuing. Okay, so वही मैंने यहाँ पे एक्सप्लेन किया है, वो यहाँ पे मैंने स्लाइड में टाइप किया है, so can go through it, go through the figure and go through the extension. याद रखो यहाँ पे फ्यूल यूज होता है NH यूरेनियम, और पानी या हेवी वाटर इट इज यूज एज द बोथ कूलेंट एंड मॉडरेटर. इसका यूज क्या होता है, इन दोनों का यूज, दैट इज कूलेंट और मॉडरेटर का यूज क्या होता है, ये मैंने पहले भी आपको एक्सप्लेन किया है पिछले स्लाइड्स में. ओके, सो सेकेंड साइकिल में क्या होता है, सॉरी, here there are two cycles operating simultaneously. In the reactor cycle, the water from the pump is passed through a reactor where enter the pressurizer, and heat exchange take place between the coolant and the hot steam. So the coolant one enter the cold one after the heat exchange process. Cold one enters the coolant pump, and hot steam enters the turbine. It is a part of the conventional steam or thermal power cycle. Okay, moving on. The last slide is the fast breed reactors. यहाँ पे uranium 235 is fission by neutrons, and it produces the heat energy and additional neutrons. These type of the reactors produce heat and also produce secondary fissile fuels like plutonium. Such a process को बोलते हैं breeding. Similarly, thorium 232, it can be converted into uranium 233, जो कि खुद एक secondary fissile fuel है. Sorry, the uranium 235 or plutonium 239 is kept without a moderator in a reactor. So the enriched uranium 235 or plutonium 239 is kept without a moderator in the reactor core assembly, जो कि होता है surrounded by a jacket of U-238, जो कि खुद में यूरेनियम का आइसोटोप है. So in the fast breed reactors, the neutron shielding of lead or concrete is given by the use of the boron or graphite so as to protect against deadly gamma radiations. So that's all in this video. I hope you understood this video, the concept of the fast breed and pressurized water reactors. So if you really understood this video, please like this video, comment down your suggestions, and share this video among your groups, and also subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon. Till then, thank you. See you all in next video. Thank you for watching this.